The music right now is different because we're very much machine-based musicians now. We use computers. We didn't have computers in the 90s. Well, we did, but we didn't. Most of us didn't. So we were recording to tape. And everything we did was based off of performance. Because you didn't have plugins and effects and stuff like that, like auto-tune and all these things that just sort of make it easy to go in there and sing it perfectly and tune one down. But if you really listen to what that track sounds like, it don't sound like that when you take that auto-tune off, man. So I'm saying that that's the way that, just the tools that have changed over the time, I think have gotten a little more, a lot more elaborate, with the technology. So that's the main reason why the music has changed. The sound is a lot more, machine oriented. You don't hear a lot of live drums. And if you do hear live drums on stuff, it's usually like some big kind of pop record, you know what I mean? Like, it's not usually R&B. A lot of R&B right now is 808s and that trap sound and just very like rolling hi-hats and stuff like that. And that's dope because that gives sort of this time period its own sound. 10 years ago, it wasn't like that. 10 years ago, we were on something else. And 10 years before that, we were on something else. So it's like, just to be able to evolve with the times and not to be like, this is better or that was better, but to just kind of like add it as knowledge, up there, to my expertise and what I do. Because I mean, I make trap rhythms, I make R&B music, I make live classic R&B records, I can make jazz, reggae, whatever you want, hip hop, whatever, so it's nice to add another style up on the, the list of things that I do. The convenience of computers has really made everything a lot easier. But I think through that, though, one thing we're lacking is the patience that it took to do what we did, which was make the take right. Don't just put the effect on it that's not going to allow you. It's like a graph where if you're only supposed to go that high and you go beyond that, it'll stop the voice from going beyond that. It'll just keep it right where it needs to be, and it's just even the whole time. So you don't hear, it's like a robot voice, basically, That'll make a person like Lil Wayne, who probably doesn't have the best singing voice, but can hold a note. It'll make someone like that sound really good, you know what I mean? And it works for him. It works. Like, that's legit. Like, do that all the way. That's a great way of flipping hip hop, because the MCs weren't singing, you know what I mean? 15 years ago, we weren't tripping on hearing like singing in our hip hop. But now it's like it's the MO. And now you got rappers that are singers, you know what I mean? And the time that it took to do what we did back then, it's like we had to take the time to make that vocal right. We didn't just have the tools to just say autopilot, And I think that's the difference, is that we take a little more time. I take a little more time. I might not put records out, in the same fashion that a lot of these younger guys are putting records out, mixtapes every, 6 months and stuff like that. I just feel like it's too much to process. My music means too much to me to just put it out frivolously like that. Usually it's about 2 or 3 years between each project. And this one I've actually taken a little bit more time with, because I'm actually doing a new deal right now with Sony Music, an imprint under Sony Music called My Block, which is Warren Campbell, Grammy-winning producer, writer, and just amazing musician. So being able to work with him is great, stepping the caliber up to a whole nother caliber. It's very, very beneficial for me at this stage in my career to work with someone like that. Iron sharpens iron. That's what they say. That's what the Bible says. So when you put two great minds together, man, you don't know. You have no idea what you could possibly come up with.
So he goes, man, ain't no copies coming out of here. So that's how fast I turned and looked at him, like, who was he talking to? Because we in my session.
Being able to make music at home and not even really going to the studio. So what wound up happening, I told everybody, fuck y'all, I quit. But I was at home writing music on my laptop every night, every day.
They're trying to merge hip hop and R&B together and not keep them as separate entities. So we gotta watch out for that, because I don't want us to fade out like something like disco.
A race conversation is not a problem of talking about white, black. It's a problem of still talking about race, where race is a fake concept that doesn't exist.